Ladies and gentlemen, Forum Kajian Pembangunan is about to begin. Please be seated and kindly put your phone in silent mode. Your cooperation is highly appreciated. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning and greetings to the Honorable the Vice Dean of Ekonomi Fakultas Sriwijaya University.
The Honorable, the representative from Australian National University, Mrs. Lydia Napitupulu.
The Honorable representative of local government and other deans from local institutions.
The Honorable, the Head of Department of Development Economics, Management, and Accounting.
The Honorable, all of the speakers for today's event, last but not least, all lecturers, guests, and participants.
Welcome to the 2024 Forum Kajian Pembangunan, held by the Economic Faculty of the Srijaya University, in collaboration with Australian National University. I'm Usmayanti,
And I'm M.Si.
and we will be your Master of Learning for today's meeting.
This year's theme, embracing digital transformation and its impact on inclusive growth, that will feature researches by faculty members on issues related to the field. This seminar is going to be held in hybrid format, presented in English.
To start today's event, for those who joined online and for those participating in this room, please stand up for the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya, conducted by Intan Aditya. Thank you. Please be seated.
Before we continue the event, we will proceed to the prayer. Please welcome Mr. Waldi Noviat, S.A. M.A. to lead the prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minas syaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi rasulillahi ajma'in. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma fir lil mu'minin wal mu'minat wal muslimin wal muslimat al ahya minhum wal amwat bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbi firli wa li walidayya warhamhuma kama rabbayani shaghira. Allahumma afini fi badani, Allahumma afini fi sam'i, Allahumma afini fi bashari, la ilaha illa anta. Allahumma inna as'aluka salamatan fid din, wa afiatan fil jasad, wa ziyatan fil ilmi, wa barakatan fil rizki, wa taubatan qabla al-maut, wa rahmatan indal maut, wa maghfiratan ba'dal maut. Allahumma ahwin alaina fi saqaratil maut wa najata minan nar wal afwa indal hisab. Rabbana hab lana min azwajina zurriyatina qurrata a'yun waj'al muttaqina imama. Rabbil hab li minas solihin. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar wa qina azabannar wa qina azabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wassalamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the prayer.
To officially welcome you, we would like to invite the Honorable Professor Iisnawati as the Vice Dean of the Economics Faculty, Srijaya University, to deliver the opening remark, as well to open today's event.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Ladies and gentlemen, in this occasion I would like to read the opening speech from the Dean. Whereas the Dean unfortunately cannot attend this because he is going to Hajj until July of 2024. Good morning and warm welcome to each one of you to the 2024 Forum Kajian Pembangunan. It is my honor and privilege to speak on behalf of our esteemed Dean, who unfortunately could not be with us today. Nevertheless, he extends his heartfelt greeting and best wishes for the fruitful and engaging forum. All praise is due to Allah for the gift of the health, allowing us to come together this morning. May blessing and peace always be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude and welcome to our distinguished speakers, representative from the Australian National University, our esteemed lecturers from the Faculty of Ekonomi, Universitas Sriwijaya, and for all our beloved students participating in 2024 Forum Kajian Pembangunan. Thank you for your presence at this significant event, team embracing digital transformation and its impact on inclusive growth. On this occasion, I want to highlight the vital role of digital transformation in fostering inclusive growth. Digital era offers us immense opportunities to drive positive changes across various life sectors, particularly in the economic domain. Yet, we must remain vigilant of the challenges it poses and work collectively to address them. Digital transformation is revolutionizing every aspect of our life, from communication, work, and education to business operation and governance. It offers unparalleled opportunities to innovate, enhance efficiency, and create new value. However, these opportunities come with significant challenges, especially in the ensuring that the benefit of digitalization are shared equitably. Inclusive growth is fundamental to a just and prosperous society. It requires addressing the digital divide, ensuring that everyone in our communities has access to digital tools and necessary skills to use them effectively. It means fostering an environment where technological advancement help reduce inequalities rather than exacerbate them. This forum unites a diverse group of experts, policymakers, industry leaders, and academics to discuss and deliberate on these crucial issues. Your insight and experience are invaluable as we explore how digital transformation can be leveraged to drive inclusive growth. Through collaborative dialogue and innovative thinking, we can develop strategies that embrace technological change and ensure that benefits are widely shared. On behalf of the Dean and entire institution, I extend our deepest gratitude to all our speakers, panelists, and participants. Your presence today highlights our collective commitment to building a future where technology acts as a catalyst for inclusive development. Special thanks also go to the organizing committee for their tireless effort in arranging this remarkable event. Your dedication is evident in every detail, and we are truly grateful for your contribution. In conclusion, let us approach today's discussion with an open mind and a collaborative spirit. Let us challenge ourselves to think beyond the conventional and envision a future where digital transformation leads to a more inclusive and equitable world. Again, thank you for being here. I wish all a productive and inspiring forum. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Iisnawati, for the opening remarks.
Before we continue, we will proceed to the documentation session. To all online participants and to all participants in this room, please stand up and join us for the documentation session. Thank you for your participation in documentation session.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to enter our main agenda. I'm going to hand over the proceeding of today's event to our moderator. Our moderator's most recent education is Sriwijaya University with Masters of Science in Economics.
She had worked in PT Tabungan Negara as a commercial credit analyst, and her most recent publication is Renewable Energy Consumption, Trade Openness, and Climate Change in Asian Emerging Market Countries.
Please welcome to the stage Mrs. Rashida Pertiwi, S.A. M.Sc. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for the brief introduction for Joshua and Cantika. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and also all the participants who are attending this annually Forum Kajian Pembangunan ya 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, allow me to convey a warm regards to all the participants. The first one for the Honorable, our Vice of Dean of Economic Faculty, Bapak Dr. Muizzuddin. And then one regard also I deliver to all the local government representatives and all the universities members. Last but not least, I'd like to regard all the lecturers and also the lovely participants. Give applause to all of us. Okay, welcome to Forum Kajian Pembangunan 2024, Untitled Embracing Digital Transformations and Its Impact on Inclusive Growth, held by Economic Faculty, Sriwijaya University, and in collaboration with Australian National University. Ladies and gentlemen, nowadays as the technology advancement, we face the not only opportunities, but we also have several issues that need to be solved. So here we are, we have our speakers today will also sharing about their findings related to our theme for today. Okay, without further ado, I'd like to invite our three amazing speakers, both of them very beautiful ladies. Please welcome the first one, Ibu Vinny Dwi Melliny, M.S, for coming to the stage. And then the second speaker, Ibu Iisnawati, M.S, M.Sc, from Management Department. And last but not least speaker, Ibu Vivi Usmayanti, M.Sc from Accounting Department. Okay, how are you today? Is it great? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we directly have a three-panel discussion. But before we get into our main sessions, I'd like to deliver several rules that must obey by all the participants, both who attend in here in person and also virtually. The first role speaker will be presenting their lecture in 20 minutes sequentially and will follow by question and answer session. And then for those who join in person here and virtually need to ask a question, just raise your hand, or who attending through Zoom, you was able to write in the chat box. And gentlemen, without further ado, we would like to please our first speaker, Ibu Vinny Dwi Melliny as a M.I.S. Good morning, Ibu Vinny. Before you continue your presentations, I'd like to introduce her as well. Ibu Vinny is a development economics lecturer. She accomplished her master's degree from Kobe University, Japan, and her research interest in populations and demography. And here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Ibu Vinny Dwi Melliny, time is yours. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Vice of Dean, Faculty of Economy, Dr. M.I.S, Zudin, all of the guests who attend in this event, and all the participants and all the lecturers also attend in this event. Thank you. I'm really honored to stand here to present my research paper entitled The Impact of Population Aging on Economic Growth, Oriental Asia Cases. As we know, in 21st century, there is one social issue faced in developed countries. In China, in Japan, in Korea, also in United States or United Kingdom, we call population aging issue. Population aging issue appear because unbalance between fertility rate and life expectancy rate. You can see in the figure 1, in 2000 until 2050, total fertility rate worldwide always decreased gradually. And in contrast with life expectancy, when in 2000 to 2050, always increasing and significantly increasing. Because unbalance between fertility and life expectancy is mean there is no baby, there is no newborn, but the population will grow out to be older. And we call elderly senior citizens. It makes the unbalanced economic system. There are some developed countries really crucial impact for the aging population, especially for Oriental Asian countries, things like China, Korea, and Japan. For example, in South Korea, it will be the lower fertility rate in the world. You can imagine the fertility rate in South Korea almost reached 0.7. It means there's no woman needs a baby. No woman needs a relationship. No woman needs to make a family or something like that. But life expectancy always goes up. You can see life expectancy in South Korea, it will always increase more than 10% a year. In 2023, life expectancy in South Korea is almost reached 67 years. It means average longevity of population size in South Korea always lies in 70 years old. And divide between the gender. Female, average female lives in 71 years. And also men with life in 67 years. Longevity is always running up, always increase. But it's not the balance between the fertility rate in South Korea. It means that there is no labor force there. There is no economy sustainable system in South Korea itself. On the other hand, in like the China,
It's interestingly in the China, how to make aging population occur in China because overworking times. We know in China there is the one issue we call 996, when the labor force to work 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock to evening in the 6 days. So they have no time to make a friend. They have no time to make family or something like that. But in Japan, really interestingly, it's because the tax, the crucial reason is because the tax. Even in Japan, as we know, the salary is high. For undergraduate, for example, you can earn more than 30 million in rupiah, 30 juta in rupiah. But you know, in Japan, the labor have to pay more than 50% of the total salary. So because the less salary is made the Japanese citizen not very confident to run the family. Not very, even they have the family, they don't need to have the baby in Japan for that. So in Korea, because of their perspective, in Japan, because they're really tough, and the China, because the overtime. But there's one issue interesting for the aging in Oriental Asia. We call this shampoo generation. Shampoo generation is a teenager who age in 7 years old to 30 years old, who give up for the three things: childbirth, marriage, and also open access to another person. So it also supports how the aging issue appear in Oriental Asia, and it's always running to be the crucial issue at the times. Why it's really important for economic growth? The impact for the aging issue will impact the labor force, to impact the saving. Who want to saving if there is no productive labor? They have no money. How they can keep the money to save? So this really impact for economic growth for the country. You can see in second page, the figure 2. This I present about how to number of people at 60 years for the Asian and also Asian Pacific. In 1950, there is less than 100 million people who were aged in 60 or above. But times to reach 1950, they really increased and more than a fresh 300 million people in Asian Pacific. So really large number. And who the country has the highest population aging. We can see in the figure 3. Figure 3 gives the 7 country who has the greatest population in 60 years old or above: Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, Singapore, China, Thailand, Macau, and Russian Federation. Time by time in 2020, the portion of aging population almost 30% of total population. But you can see in the future, in 2050, almost 50% of total population, and that's the country, is aging population. Especially for the Hong Kong, South Korea, and the Japan. So that's why I listed about Oriental Asian countries. And next for the figure 4 for structures in 1960, 2005, and 2050, it's divided by the age structure number. You can see 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, it's year, it's age number. You can see both on the China, Japan, and Korea, less than 60 years old is of course declining trend. Is compared from 60 until 95 years old. The trend from 1960 to 2050 really increased significantly. Yeah, yeah, because there is a crucial issue for this. You can see this the figure 4. Yeah, this figure 4. You can see the first number in China, for example. In China, in 60 years old, less than 60 years old, always decreasing is not more than 100, but more than 60% above, decreasing very significantly, almost the double portion for that. This is how important of population issue. Population issue is used to some of the aspects, labor force dynamics, and also measure cost level, reaching productivity level, and economic sustainability. Labor force dynamic can make between supply and demand. Labor will be changed. You can make, for example, in Japan, they have no labor for industry, we call bento industry. There's no person or no labor for bento industry. It's like food industry, something like that, because the Japanese cannot be working in that industry. There's no labor for this industry, so that make labor force dynamic. And also, aging population can also can affect for health cost level because government have the responsibility to take care about the elderly health system. For example, like in Japan, Korea, they have the free elder system have to cut like 50% of the cost. So they have the responsibility about that government. So it's really crucial issue for government. Reaching productivity level, because there's less innovation for the elderly, because the physical fitness is reducing, so there's no productivity level. Then and economic sustainability. Challenges in aging issue, there's the healthcare. There's much of the elderly. It's like government have to build many hospitals. Have to how to pay elderly costs and anything else for the healthcare. And also labor force productivity also challenging for this one because there are some industry can't replace by the robot. They cannot place for innovation and technology. So we need humans working. So I think population can be met for this industry. And also housing and infrastructure. In Japan itself, because almost 40% of total population is aging, they match all of infrastructure in senior design. If you want to the market, they some of the market you can pay with the machine, not to cashier. It's also already met between how to set your needs and how to economy system. That's the literature I used for this my paper. Liu in 2023, she finds that population aging has been negative impact to economic growth. And Liu and Luca also negating that negative assumption, negative consequence of population aging will increase labor supply. It means that if labor supply decrease, it means that economic growth will impact for that. And June, Clark is taken, actually, but there is the interesting for Clark in 2010, when they predict that more than 40% of total population in Japan will be in the future in 68, and also can decline for the economy GDP per capita. And also Blue, explain aging population, also has a negative effect on economic growth in short term, but they're not in long terms. That's a really interesting finding for this literature review. This next for methodology, I put my data set from work banks there and sample my paper in Oriental Asia country, in this case Japan, Korea, and South Korea and China. And I used 21 years from 2003 to 2023. I use data panel dynamics, we say GMM. And we know that GMM has two kinds of GMM, different GMM dynamics and different science dynamic difference. Okay. There is the concept for GMM, three concepts: validity, consistency, and also have to match the number between fixed event model and PLX. Empirical model, we use dependent variable for the GDP. And also I put the GDP because it's dynamic panel. I leave left for the beta one. And also I put the population as crucial variable, and I put some of another variable to make sure that the model is pure. There is the fertility, life expectancy, ADR, and consumption. Maybe you can see in table 1, there is the variable definitions and descriptions. Maybe you already know about the variable. Please next slide. For variable definition and description, you almost know about that. Maybe ADR is not common for you. ADR is like how younger make responsibility to elders. It means that the highest number of ADRs, it means there is a responsibility for teenagers, yeah, to take care about elders. This is my funding methodology. In table empirical results in short terms, because in the data panel dynamics GMM, we have two finding in short term and long term. In the long term, first in the short term, please next page. Next page. There is short term of event populations, aging populations to economic growth. We can see column 1 is fixed event, column 2 PLS, 3 different GMM, and 4 systematic GMM. How to make best the estimator for this? We have to make about the validity first. You can see for the Hansen test, it's more than alpha or 5%, so it's valid. This one is valid. And also we have to add bond analysis. You have to also make to more than 5%. You can see like R1 and R2 is more than 5%. So it's meant for certain tenses. And the last stage for this, we have to choose how to best estimator for this paper. This paper is between the last GDP have to between base event and PLS. Have to between fixed event and PLS. So that's why the best estimator for this paper, we choose different GMM because the number between fixed event and also PLS. And we can see for the all estimator, we can see there is all of the variable impact to GDP, except the fertility. The population significant negative for GDP, fertility negative insignificant, life expectancy significant and negative, ADR positive and significant, and also consumption positive and significant. Oh, I just want to mention because of time, because I really consider about population. I found that for the short term negative population impact to GDP, I found for the reason. First, why population impact for the GDP? Because reduced labor supply. As I mentioned in the first, population aging can make the labor dynamic system, labor dynamic portion. This means that there's no one to work, no one to earn the money. It makes the GDP decrease. And also decline in innovation, because elderly, some term is really related to the experience, not for fitness, physical fitness. It's like they have to less innovation at the time. And also for the third reason, technological slowdown, elderly can slow technological innovation in enterprises and society, and also make GDP decrease in this paper. And the last, the fourth decision, why population negative effect to GDP, because the lower saving rate, because they not to work, so they have not the money to save. If there is not money to save, there is no investment. If there is no investment, there is no economic growth. This is my finding. Okay, and for due to the limitations of time, maybe you can conclude your finding. Okay, wait. Maybe next. Concludes. Yeah, I thought that for the both long term and short terms, population aging effect to economic growth, both in long term and short term. Because some reason I cannot mention perfect in this meeting. But fertility rate cannot impact in long term and short term. But another variable like ADR consumption and also life expectancy also impact in long term and short term. That's my conclusion. And there's some policy design to solve this issue. Because, for example, the Madrid plan of actions by United Nations, and also what action to design to solve this issue to make sure well-being and also human capital for the elderly. So even they already retirement, they need to vocational technical, so they can make the some sovereignty or something like that. So they can maintain their survival in their life. So this one. Okay, thank you. This is my presentation. So sorry for slurring and take too long. I back to moderator.
Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Vinny. Give applause to Ibu Vinny. Very insightful presentation. Actually, this issue happened in some of country in this Asia, like China, Japan, and also Korea, right? So, this issue happen also in Indonesia?
As I know, and I read some of report for the BPS or for the some of articles, official article, maybe for the 10 ahead or 15 years ahead, we have no aging issue, no have population aging issue. But in 2035, it's predicted it will be the aging issue in Indonesia. So demography, bonus demography, we always see how it's really crucial to keep right now.
Okay, it's really challenging, yeah, for Indonesian as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next we come to our next speaker. That will be Ibu Iisnawati as M.Sc. I'd like to introduce her for a glance. She is a lecturer from Management Department, Sriwijaya University. Currently, she is in the process of completing her doctoral degree, right? Okay, and also Ibu is expertise in digital marketing and entrepreneurship. So this is very in line with our theme for today, right? Please welcome Ibu Iisnawati with her research effectivity of ER technology with self-experience toward digital consumer behavior in Indonesia e-commerce.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. First of all, I would like to thank you for the Faculty of Economics, Universitas Sriwijaya, and also Australian National University for the opportunity that given to me to deliver the material about the effectivity of augmented reality technology with self-experience towards digital Indonesian e-commerce. So today we are focused about the e-commerce in Indonesia and also digital consumer behavior. Speaking about the growth of e-commerce in Indonesia, today the growth of e-commerce in Indonesia is increased. For about 7%, it's the growth annually, and it's slowing down in 2022. And even though this industry is growth, but 7% is quite small number, right? So we try to figure out whether is Indonesian e-commerce have a problem with their business. So we try to find the data about this, and on the statistics center, some obstacles that faced by the e-commerce in Indonesia. The domain obstacles that they're facing are the lack of demand for goods or services. It's about 41.89%. And it's the highest obstacles that happen to the business. So to figure out this, we also find the data that shows that Indonesian has the highest number of dissatisfaction consumer with their digital experience. So Indonesia, among other Asian countries, has the highest number of dissatisfaction about digital experience. We think that the lack of demand in e-commerce problem might be occurred due to the dissatisfactions of digital experience in e-commerce. So, regarding to this problem, what should we do to increase this demand? So, we try to find a solution for this. To increase this demand, we could improve the digital experience in e-commerce. So, how it should be done? So maybe we could use one of the new tools, innovation in marketing communication called augmented reality. This augmented reality has provided an alternative choice for the seller to represent their products and enhance their customer online shopping experience. This technology also provides an effective communication benefit by generating greater novelty, immersion, enjoyment, and also usability, resulting in positive media attitude and also purchase intention. So this technology believed can create a different shopping experience, and consumer have the possibility to make a purchase, even if more often, if they try it before they are buying. Okay, this new innovation of marketing communication in e-commerce also drives a new digital consumer behavior. This kind of behavior, such as purchase or add your product to shopping cart, or share the product link and then add the product to the list, or making that your favorite product, or maybe like it. In this opportunity, we are focusing about the augmented reality with self-view. We focus on this because this is the technology that the first time that you implemented by one of the biggest e-commerce in Indonesia, which is Shopee. And this is an interactive virtual try-on that can be used like a mirror. Yeah, maybe you have used it, in Shopee, Shopee Beauty Cam. So this augmented reality technology makes the customer can see their visual appeal in the screen, and this visual appeal will look the customer will look for the product that match and make them look beautiful, and this builds a self-brand connection. So the customer will feel that they are have engagement with the product. So this drives a higher purchase intention rather than when they see the professional model use the product. This we call as a self-experience. So how is the effectivity of this augmented reality with self-view to purchase intention? So to cover this question, we use self-cognitive theory, which is the concept of this theory is the customer will motivated to buy the product that have positive value to maintain a positive self-image or maybe positive self-congruent condition, or to improve themselves to approach their ideal image. So this self-display with the augmented reality virtual mirror can generate, they call a self-referential, self-referential information where reflected virtual representation of the product or brand used by the consumer by initiating self-focused attention during the encoding process. Okay, these customer purchase intentions are higher when they see themselves trying the product rather than when they see a professional model using the product. So we can conclude that self-image that's suitable with desired self will motivate the consumer to purchase the product or services. Based on this theory, we form a model which we based on the augmented reality self-experience process, where when a customer assess, so when they are using the augmented reality technology, customer will assess that product is in accordance with their concept or not. So they will assess whether this product really show them or not, and the customer will form a reference for himself or herself with that product. So this customer who view themselves through the augmented reality virtual mirror can generate a self-referential information. So that's why we use self-reference as mediating variable. And then this, when you think that you are the great, you are the right model for the product, it will increase or make you motivated to buy the product. So that's why we put the purchase intention for the last variable. So this form a hypothesis where we assume that self-aesthetic suitability has significant influence to self-reference, and then self-reference has significant influence to purchase intention, and then there's a direct relation between self-aesthetic suitability, how they influence the purchase intention. Okay. So this model found by the quantitative research, and then using the primary data with the data measurement semantic differential with the scale 1 to 5, with the object is Maybelline lipstick on Shopee application. So we use our target population desired user in Indonesia with sampling frame is follower of Maybelline Indonesia in Shopee, and the number of samples is calculated by using Yamani approach, which resulting 400 respondents with the sampling technique is probability sampling and sampling process with random sampling technique. So before we deliver we spread out the questionnaire, we test the validity or reliability from the instrument. And by the counting, we found that all the indicators used in this questionnaire is valid and reliable. After that, we analyze the data by using the path analysis, where we divided the model into two paths, which is the first path from the self-aesthetic suitability with the self-reference, and then self-reference and self-aesthetic suitability with the purchase intention. So these two paths, after we analyze the two paths, we combine them and they become the full path with the self-reference as the mediating variable. So from this hypothesis test, we found that all the hypothesis is accepted. And it proves that self-aesthetic suitability has significant effect on self-reference, and self-aesthetic suitability has significant effect on purchase intention. And also, it also proves that self-aesthetic suitability has significant effect with purchase intention directly. This result support the concept of self-congruency theory, that resolving purchase decision process while using augmented realities with self-view, and customers that use the AR augmented reality with self-view will see their own appearance like a mirror with the product. And then customer will feel that their selected product fits their personality and look well blended with the specific color and makes customer look beautifully. Customer will feel that they were the most appropriate model for using the product, and then it will increase their motivation to purchase the product. This also increase because their motivation is increased, means that it will increase their possibility to purchase the product. This result support the previous research. We found that customers see themselves buying a product will make their motivation to buy a product will become higher rather than when they see the professional model usage. This result proves that consumer self-reference can be intervening variable that can affect the consumer purchasing decision, which means that purchase intention has higher value if customer self-experience goes through the self-reference process. So this customer experience, when this could increase and satisfy the digital experience that's become our problem lately. So if there is possibility that consumer will demand to purchase and the e-commerce will be increased. The growth of e-commerce will be increased. And the richer and more enjoyable shopping experience could create a shopping experience that it will increase the possibility of purchase even more and make them purchase more when they try before buying. So this implementation of augmented reality could become the new innovation strategy in marketing industry in order to increase the online sales or demand. So this result proves that augmented reality technology with this self-view effective in influencing the purchase intention of consumer in Indonesia. So this result will contribute to e-commerce industry and could develop the industry of e-commerce in Indonesia could develop a new media marketing communication which could create a unique and richer experience while shopping online. I think I hope that could explain you about the effectivity of augmented reality in Indonesia. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Ibu. Ibu Iis. Wow, augmented reality, right? This is such a good innovation. Is it new or already available outside? Augmented reality?
Yes, augmented reality already implemented in Indonesia. Maybe you can see Shopee and the product. The first product that implemented is the L'Oreal product, like just Maybelline, L'Oreal. They are you know the pioneer for this technology in e-commerce of Indonesia.
Okay, this is really good news, yeah, for especially for girl, for female to purchase the new product. Example, the cosmetic, right? So you may put on the real one, like the reality, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for Ibu Iis one more time. And then next we have our final speaker. We have Ibu Vivi Usmayanti as M.Sc. Okay, welcome Ibu Vivi. She just coming back from Korea. Korean girl. Okay, she's a lecturer from the accounting department, Universitas Sriwijaya. She accomplished her master degree from Universitas Sriwijaya, and she is also the awardee of doctoral degree. Maybe this year or next year, Ibu Vivi, you will continue your doctoral degree abroad? I think next year. Next year? Yeah. Okay. Well, please welcome. This is Ibu Vivi with presentation entitled Break the Inequality Stigma on Business, a case study on Indonesia female small business actors. Give applause, Ibu Vivi. Well, good morning, everyone. I will say it again for the second time. Good morning, everyone. Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity that already given to me for today. For the past 2 years, I've been focusing on SME, MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprise. So today I would like to talk about one of my recent presentation. That's the title about Break the Inequality Stigma on Business, a case study on Indonesia famous small business actors. Actually, I already presented it last week in Ilha Women's University in South Korea in Global Awareness Society Conference, International Conference. And then I got several inputs on that. So today I would like to talk it again in this forum. So maybe like we can discuss further for about the results and the other input from you. Maybe for the next slide. Okay, that's for background. As we know, I am so interested in on patriarchal perspective. Right now, I'm a woman and female, so I would like to talk about a bit about a gender here. So Indonesia, we are Indonesian. And as I can see in this forum, perhaps in this offline forum, 50-50 female and male here. So patriarchy is example of hierarchical social system in which power is held by men. Okay, our male dominates in social, legal, religious, economic, and political organization. And as you can see, perhaps in our institution right now, there are a lot of male leaders. So we can maybe like sound with our hand for female leaders here. And it happens in every community, in every organization, especially in entrepreneurship. So for our Indonesia itself, there's a long story that's already given to us. We really embed with male dominance right now. And for the female, there are like several gender gap, not several, like big gap between female and male. For example, like this, if female becomes leader, so like there are a lot of restriction. You can't do that. You're female. You need to do that. Don't do that because it will be like surpass the male, like any other perspective. So it's kind of social norms in Indonesia. It happens, not only Indonesia actually. I attended a forum several weeks ago, and then we talked about gender too. So it is in ASEAN for patriarchal, not Indonesia, that happened. It can't be like maybe like a radius for the inequality between male and female. And then so I will conclude that female perspective, female ability is still questionable. Can female be a leader? Can female create such a business? Can female have any kind of sustainability long-term business or at all? Next slide, please. As you can see, there are like right now, 26% of women are active in entrepreneurial activities. Maybe one of the reasons we can't be like leader in our institution, so several of them decided to create their own business. And from 26%, there are 60% that's micro size that I'm focusing on right now, that's small business. Basically, small business, there are Indonesia, GDP Indonesia is really helped and supported by MSME, especially COVID and post-COVID. And for this, at the moment, for the micro size, I can say that there are a lot, not only in the city, but also in the village or rural area in Indonesia. Okay, next slide, please. As already mentioned to you, MSME that's a really essential role in Indonesian economy, especially it can help us to reduce unemployment. Yes, there are a lot of Indonesian. We have like bonus demography or something, but I can say there are a lot of pros and cons about bonus demography. So for the entrepreneurship, it's really good. It's one of the big solution for us to give like to empower the ability and the graduates that want to explore something related to entrepreneurship. And then next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. So design awards map Indonesia. No, next slide. Here Indonesian's map. Okay, here's Indonesian's map. There are like around thousands islands in Indonesia, and I'm focusing on the west part of Indonesia. My study is west part of Indonesia, especially in Jambi province. I already did in last year, next month. Next slide, sorry. Okay. Here I already talked a background of my my study, why I choose this kind of topic for my research, because I really care about gender. Even female panelists like this, that's so rare to see. All of the panelists are female, like in front of you right now. Then we will talk about descriptive norm, the norm that already exists in our society right now and your environment. If you like or dislike, then if you know or not know, descriptive norm is happening for us. So related to what other people, the environment do or don't do, that's influencing the behavior of other people. Actually, that's adaptation individuals in uncertain and in ambiguous situation. So that's not related at all with the sanction, normal sanction, no. It's only just because everyone does, we also do. If we don't do, it will be like, what's that? It will be something like a negative, even though you're not doing a mistake, but it's mistake in your community. Next slide, please. So a junctive norm like this one is a variability of information law and standard of acceptance of rejections. As we know that we are maybe like in this room, we are in Sriwijaya, Universitas Sriwijaya. So we want to be accepted as academician, lecturer, or student in Universitas Sriwijaya. So we need to behave like that. We need to act like that. Like right now, you wear your, what's that? Alma mater is just. like a yellow one. If you choose another one like red, red jazz, or maybe what's that, green jazz, that's a bit different. So it's part of the norm that you need to follow, even though it's not a written. All right. Because at the end of the what's that? At the end of recognition, you need to get acceptance, or you feel accepted in the community. Next slide, please. This is about the person between descriptive and injunctive, like norm, behavior that accepting, and the one at rules and beliefs. Next slide, please. Okay, and then for another variable that I mentioned, that I put it on my research that about attitude. Attitude is some of belief, how we behave right now. Like you're sitting in this place, it's your attitude to compel that you are attending the seminar, attending the workshop, and you are just sitting and listen to all speakers. And then the three of these, descriptive norm, injunctive norm, and attitude, I already make it the foundation to support my main variables. Next. Okay, so main variables that's behavior on small business enterprise based on female. For the methods of my research right now, that's the first one I did conducted in online survey because I and my team felt that this is more effective way to get to get data from the several areas. And then there are 195 participants that we analyze the data because that's compile our minimum requirement to be analyzed. And then it did conducted in Jambi province because last year I still work in Jambi province. I just moved this year. Almost the end. I just moved here in the end of the last year. And for the scale, we use a Likert scale 1 to 5 to measure each and every variable of the questions, and we analyze it with PLSM. And the last one for PLSM, we analyze correlation data between independent variable to dependent variable. Okay, next slide, please. So as you can see, this is coefficient path that we already analyzed. The first one, descriptive norm to attitude for the first hypothesis. And the second one is injunctive norm to attitude for the second. And then the last one is attitude towards behavior. Next slide, please. So this is the result. It's interesting because all of the variables are supported. Descriptive norm and attitude that supported. We believed, and based on previous research, descriptive norm and attitude is really connected because it talks about how they behave in one certain community. It means that female in certain community that support them, they will have the attitude to want to start the business or perhaps to lead the community that include the business itself. And the second one for injunctive norm and attitude, they know what they do is right, what they do is not wrong, and they can help the people, especially for unemployment or maybe like people are at disadvantage or even the poverty. They can reduce the poverty itself within their community. And the last one, because they're already cope with descriptive and injunctive norm, it means that their attitude will follow the behavior. They will act like that. They will act like that, even though there are a lot of burdensome because of their female, not of male, and that like we are in the second grade of the community, like with male dominations. In fact, so they can't do it as long as the environment support that they know the rules and also they can fit it in the organization or within community. Okay, that's our conclusion. So for Indonesia itself, the equality it has a lot of work to do. Right now, for 2020, our in- our inequality rate that's lower, like for about 0.4 something in Indonesia for inequality gender issues. And for a start female-based small business, it can opening the gate, like it can opening the gate for another invite another female to do so, or perhaps to do something bigger than that they already did in the past. It is about sustainable economic growth. I already mentioned it first when I say that Indonesian micro, small, and medium enterprise is a part of like the big support for Indonesian GDP. Indonesian GDP after post-COVID. We studied. We really hope that for the micro, small, and business, especially for small business that have a leaders by women or female, will help Indonesia that get economic sustainable growth. Thank you, and please for the moderator take it back from you.
Okay, thank you so much. Give applause to Ibu Vivi. Well, thank you so much, Ibu Vivi, for the nice presentation. Okay, now we come to the session, question and answer sessions. So we will give you around, we will divide it into 3 sessions. So each session, we divided 3 questions. So for those who want to ask, just stand up. And also I'd like to invite for the participants who attend virtually through Zoom, you can write down on the chat box. Okay, we have 2 questions in the Zoom. Okay, please give the microphone to the participant.
Hello, thank you for Mrs. Rashida for opportunity to speak. I'm a little bit nervous.
Mention your name and also your semester, please.
Okay. Hello, my name is Al-Hafiz. I'm second year student in Economic Department, Faculty of Ekonomi, Srijaya University. Hello, Mrs. Sina. First of all, I would like to say
Vinny
thank you.
Do you want to ask?
Yes, I want to ask Mrs. Sina.
Vinny.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Mrs. Sina and Vinny for the great presentation. From all the excellent Mrs. Sina, I have a question. My question is, what is your opinion? How can an aging population remain productive? And also, whether there are differences in the aging population in various sectors, as well as differences in the aging population impact between male and female workers. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, the second question. Okay, we have 2 questions. Okay, stand up.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to lecturer and all participants in this room. Please introduce myself first. My name is Nika from Development Economic of 20 and 21. My respect first to all the presenters today, Mrs. Vinny, Mrs. Iisnawati, and Mrs. Vivi. And today I want to ask to Mrs. Vinny presentation about aging population. Nah, as we know that aging population states that there are more older people than younger people, and which it turn increase like expectancy and this rates birth rates. So I want to ask that when does the positive impacts of household final consumption to just increase spending overall or simply shift in spending patterns towards goods and services preferred by the elderly? And the second one is, what are the long-term implications of increased consumption on resource sustainability and economic stability? Sorry. As we know that the birth rate in developed countries and some developing countries in Asia actually is declining. So there are a few future successor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, from Deva. Okay, the third question I want to take from the Zoom. I will read it first. The first one from Bapak Asi Halomoan. Okay. Ibu Vinny, thanks for the presentation. You mentioned that there is reductions in labor productivity and innovation. Could you elaborate on this finding based on your data and what makes you conclude this, especially regarding innovation? Can you also make a comment on what the governments of those countries are doing to intervene? Example, more investment in capital and technology. Three questions goes to Ibu Vinny. Oh, okay. Next, maybe for the next station, directly you answer the question. Okay, this is your turn. Okay, thank you for the questions. I really appreciate to all the questioners. The first question comes from Mr. Hafiz. There is the two questions here. I noticed two questions here. The first, how can aging population demand productivity is the first question. And the second, how to difference between aging population impact between gender, between woman and men. Is it true, this question? Okay. I want to answer the first questions about demand productivity for aging population. There is one plan created by United Nations. It's entitled Measured Action to 2030. Measured Actions Plan in 2030 is concept to make three aspects. First, about human aging capital development, well-being, and also third is about how to sustainable about elderly and employment. It's really mentioned in the metric action. So to remain the productivity for elderly, the United States and some of the countries invest human capital for elderly. And also some of countries, just like in Nepal, they can invest another skill. It means vocational skill, technical vocational skill. We call EVAS. EVAS is not a tough action. It's not tough working. You just you have to teach how to make souvenir, how to make bag for simple bag for that. So after they already retirement, they still have a job. And the first question, how to make the productivity for this? Some industry also replace between elderly with the innovation technology. For example, in bank in South Korea, if we want to make the clarifications about our privacy data, we don't need two clarifications by phone. You know, if by phone, if there's so many mistakes for that. Of course, it's also mistake from the elderly because elderly, because after we are going to be elderly, is we can reduce our capacity of earning. So they need to detect our voice to our data directly. So it is the new innovations in South Korea. So even we have to elderly, they also still working because the innovations that are of the in a South Korea. So if we have to remain the productivity, so it has to run together with innovations technologies. It's to remain productivity for the elderly. This is the situation. And the second situation is about the male and female. As I mentioned in the first, men and female have the different life expectancies. In South Korea, women can live until 71 years old, but men just 67, 57, so there is a fulfill for years for them. And you know, women have a job less than men. So it's really different. If man, no man that just there is a woman that's gonna support economic growth because there is no job, there is no tax to government, there is no investment because there is no saving, because there is no job. So what is different between aging with gender is it really impact to economic growth. It's my opinion. Yeah. Okay, thank you. This is the presentation for having. Second question for Dava. This estimation for the budget assumption, I put the assumption in variable 5. I put assumption, it's mean the final assumption by using expenditure. It means that how much the money we have to spend in a year for the one household. It's mean like that. It's positive impact also the economic growth. ADR also impact the economic growth. Even what is correlation between ADR and consumption? It's just that even in the country, like in Japan, for example, or China or South Korea itself, even ADR is high, they still have the money to consume goods, consume service. They have the capability to survive to buy something. So that's why consumption also has the positive effect because yeah, they have pension. You know, pension is have transfer money to government to elderly. They still have the money. Then they have so financial dependent for the elderly, so they can still have to buy the something. So that's why with consumption is positive impact, and also to make a strong conclusion for that, ADR also positive impact because ADR as a function for the population, I think is really really strong relationships. Yes, I touch for the situation. Yeah. Thank you, Bapak. Okay. The third question, would you like to present or show in the screen? Okay, there is the reductions in labor productivity and innovation. Okay, thank you for Mr. Asif Halomon. She mentions me that there are reductions in labor productivity and innovation. I saw for the segment first. Of course, the aging population. Of course, aging populations also can reduce productivity because they have not the power to work with something because they are also elderly. They're so elderly. Labor productivity for the industry need the power to work. For example, like in the food industry or some of industry, they need the power to work. So for the elderly, they have they reduce their capability for that. So that labor force also can reduce for the productivity for one person if they are also elderly. You can imagine if you in 25 years old, you work very hard, but the question is if you 40 years old or 50 years old, you can work some powerful 30? No. So that's one, labor productivity can reduce because aging population. Innovation I mentioned in my paper is like physical innovation because we are elderly. We don't need to make innovation again because we already enough for ourselves. It's like social perspective. Yeah. So that's why I mentioned that reduce innovation and also reduce labor productivity.
Okay, thank you so much. How about Bapak Asi Halomohan? Is it enough? Okay. Okay, next session. Maybe we will open for the next session. We invite you three participants to ask the questions to deliver directly. For those who join through Zoom, if you want to ask directly, you can open the microphone. Maybe for the Bapak Ginanjar and also Ibu Avianti. We invite you to open the microphone and show the video. Okay.
Halo Mbak.
Okay, hello Ibu Avianti.
Ya, terima kasih. Saya yang bertanya ya Mbak sekarang. Giliran saya kah?
Ya.
Ya baik, terima kasih Mbak. Pertanyaan saya untuk Ibu last presenter, mungkin Ibu Vivi ya kalau saya nggak salah. Ya Ibu, saya tertarik dengan female small business actors. Kebetulan saya sedang mengambil S3 untuk salah satu risetnya saya tentang women entrepreneur. Dan fieldwork yang saya ambil tadi di kawasan timur Indonesia. Makanya tadi saya tertarik sekali saat mendengar Ibu mempresentasikan sebuah hasil kajian Ibu. Nah, pertanyaan saya, apakah di dalam kajian Ibu ini, riset yang Ibu lakukan, itu sudah include dengan para wirausaha perempuan di Indonesia atau belum? Oh sorry, harusnya pakai bahasa Inggris ya. Maaf, mungkin something like that, Ibu ya. Maaf, saya kurang menyadari. Jadi, is that include for women entrepreneurs in kawasan timur Indonesia too or not? And what kind of the business type you're doing your field work? Thank you, Ibu Vivi.
Welcome. Can I answer directly? Okay, Ibu, thank you so much. So you are the eastern part. I will do the part in western part. Perhaps in the future we can do a collaboration for that. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ibu. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. You can contact me. I active on LinkedIn and social media too.
Yes.
Okay, Ibu. For your questions, actually, I did. There are what's that? Community in the Jambi province and like. Community Jambi province and West Sumatra that combine what's that? A female community of entrepreneurship. So I just give that questionnaire directly to them. And then for the big one, like I believe that for in that community that already included representative in several sectors people. So in this stage for this research only from that, perhaps in the future it will can maybe like extended the participants or the audience of our research.
Oh, okay. Okay, Bu. I just ask for the moderator, can I ask your email so I can discuss with you with personal?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think I understand about that, and I'm waiting for the forward discussion, Ibu. Terima kasih sekali, and hope that we can do something for the research in kawasan timur Indonesia, especially for the peripheral area in Indonesia. Thank you, Ibu Vivi.
Thank you for the input. Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Afianti dan Ibu Vivi. Next, we have the last one, maybe in the question and answer through Zoom chat. Okay, there is Bapak Ginanjar P. Bapak Ginanjar, would you like to open the microphone? Okay. Yeah, please, Pak. Okay, do you want to answer directly? Okay, thank you for Mr. Ginanjar. That's really interesting question. Talk about the policies. I mentioned one country, Japan. There's a really big policies about immigration. You know, in Japan, they need more than 3,000 labor, international labor, because supply labor cannot cover all of demand labor in Japan. So they need more than 3,000 international labor. How they make policy for that? In Japan, it's really easy to enter to looking for the job there. For example, for one person in another country comes to Japan, they have to identify card. They can register in one how I call it institution, in government institutions, and government institutions can looking for job for international labor for that. That's the policy, or one of the policies to make fully demand labor in Japan. Another policy for international labor in Japan itself, there's no comparison about incentives. For example, in Japan, the children can be given the money like the 8 million in rupiah, 8 juta rupiah each month, not only for Japanese citizens but also international citizens. It's one of the policy to make really interesting to come to Japan and to stay longer in Japan. That's one or two policy I can talk to Mr. Ginanjar. Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, for those who want to apply for a job in Japan, it's very available. Yeah. Okay. Next, we have our participant from Bapak Asia Lemoan. Okay. Okay, I will read the question. Thank you, Vinny, for the answer. However, does the data show the output per worker decrease? And how do you conclude it? Due to the lower labor productivity and not through lower capital investment. Thank you. Okay, maybe Vinny will read the question first. Next, for those who participant who stay here want to deliver the question, just raise your hand. Okay, the girl first. Set up, please. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jalan. I'm from Economic Development 2023 on Faculty of Ekonomi at Sriwijaya University. Thank you, the speaker, for the good explanation, especially Mrs. Vivi. You mentioned that around 60% of Indonesian women work in micro-sized jobs. Have you seen in your research the difference between women in cities and the village? Because Indonesia has a cultural diversity and it influences behavior. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. Berkeley? Okay. Okay. Gali?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Yeah, I did in my research, but I didn't show it in screen. Perhaps if we have further discussion, I can show you directly. Thank you. Okay, next we have the last question, maybe. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute for the participant here. We will read the question through Zoom. Okay. Ibu Lydia, please open your microphone and video, Ibu.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the presentations. My question is for Ibu Iis. Regarding the virtual image, how do you see the data and privacy, I don't know, ability to keep the data private with the use of this imaging? And secondly, do you think that through this virtual imaging, there will be some labor implications in that less labor or workers will be needed for sales or marketing functions? Thank you.
Ibu Lydia, maybe would you like to write down your question, the first question? Actually, we listen, there are two questions. Maybe it's not clear enough. Okay, but before Ibu Iis answer that question, we will invite a participant here to deliver your question. Yes, stand up first. Here.
Thank you for the opportunities. My name is Jason. Student majoring in Economic Development, Faculty of Economics, Sriwijaya University. I want to ask Mrs. Vinny presentation. One of the indicators towards a golden Indonesia 2045 is an increase in the contributing of the creative economy in a gross domestic product. Most the contribution comes from culinary and fashion sub-indicator that absorb of a lot of labor. While we are faced with an old age population. So what Mrs. Fin's opinion about this condition? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ms. Lydia, for the questions. Actually, I didn't hear clear about the first question, but I will try to answer the second one. Whether this technology will impact the labor of labor in Indonesia. Well, this technology actually will make the need of skill that required for the labor in Indonesia actually. So because of this technology, we will be required the labor that mastering the skill of technology. So that's why we need to upskill their skill about the technology, especially for digital skill, yeah. So this will impact the education also. So the education should give more knowledge, or maybe there will be more uh, study about the technology and how they mastering the technology itself to face this challenge of digital era. So I think that the answer for the second, but the first one, maybe I can read the question about data privacy. Yeah, about data privacy when the customer using the virtual reality. Okay. Okay. So about data privacy, there's many of the research that have research about this data privacy in online. So data privacy is something that needs to be secured by the e-commerce and protect their private or confidential data, including when using augmented reality. There should be in e-commerce. They should give the guarantee or security for data privacy, that the privacy data that have been collected by the e-commerce itself. So data privacy is something that needs to be guaranteed by the e-commerce itself. So the e-commerce should provide the guarantee for the data privacy to make the consumer become comfort, and then they can use the technology without any worries about their data privacy. Okay, thank you, Ibu Iis, for the explanation. How about Ibu Lydia? It is enough explanations, or do you want to ask for more?
Thank you, Ibu. I think it's enough. I think it's great to have this type of research being done, because this is probably going to be more popular in the future with the augmented reality. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we still have the two questions haven't answered yet. It goes to Ibu Vivi, right? About from Galit, from Galit. Have you seen in your research the difference between women in city and village? Because Indonesia has a cultural diversity and influence behavior. Yeah, actually, it's him. He already asked directly for this question. Yeah, I will show you. Have I seen research difference between? Yes, I did in my research. So it's not much difference, but as long as like if I'm not mistaken, right now, for the gender inequality business is still big, and Indonesia has cultural diversity and influence behavior force that. Indonesia the cultural in Indonesia is attached in patriarchal. Also, it affects on behavior, and also for entrepreneurship, female based. And for the conclusion for this one, female but entrepreneurship in Indonesia is still growing, and I really hope in the future there are a lot of platforms that can support females for that. Thank you. Okay, Gali, how about the explanation from Ibu Vivi? Is it clear enough? Okay. The next question, we still have the question from Bapak. Wait a minute. Bapak Asri Halamuan. Yeah, goes to Ibu Vinny about how, however, does the data show the output for worker difference? You want to answer the question? Okay. Thank you for Mr. Ali. Asing. Yeah, Asing. I mentioned in my paper, one of the reasons aging population, one of the reasons aging population decrease the GDP is because the labor force, because labor productivity also decrease. One of the supporting aspects for the GDP or economic growth is about tax. It's about tax. If you learn about the macro, tax is one of the aspects to make increase the GDP. In Japan, for example, they need 3 million international labor to cover demand labor in Japan. And it's not matched or it's not fully for international labor. They cannot have the tax. If they have no tax, so there's no investment there. So that's why I mentioned labor productivity. Also mention labor productivity. Also mention or have the strong relationship to economic growth. If there is just 2 or 3 labor, how to make the increase of labor productivity? There is no reason to increase. So we have to match how to need to labor and how to supply. You have to match. If it match, it can make the equilibrium for the between the demand of labor supply. The government can take the tax and make a new investment or to cover the some, for example, free costs like healthcare or some of the free tax possibilities. So that's my answer. One answer again. One answer again is talk about my opinions about the culiner and fashion so indicator in Indonesia to face the aging population. You can, I think, in Indonesia lead fashion and also lead food industry. It's really leading between the another industry. We can still keep or remain productivity for aging because their innovation technology. Because they can make they can reducing the working tasks. So all of the duty can cover for the innovation technology. But you have to remember why in Japan again, why? Even they have aging population, they still, I mean that 2 years back, they said keep their economy. It's because innovation. Because innovations and because they're really easy to come to Japan for the international migrations. So even they live in all of the industry, absorb all of the labor, they can cover all of them because they have the labor and they have the innovation market. That's my answer.
Okay, maybe all the questions have answered. Ready? Okay. Next, this is the last station. We still have 3 participants to ask. Okay, for those who want to deliver the question, please. Okay. You may stand up. Okay, we have 3 here participants. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning, all the participants. My name is Indra Saputra SRG. I'm from Management Department 2023. I have a question from Ma'am Iisnawati, and my question is, how does AR technology contribute to enhancing the overall shopping experience for Indonesian digital consumers beyond just facilities product visualization? Thank you.
Okay, the next question. Thank you. Okay, the next.
Thank you for Before it, let me introduce myself. My name is Mohamad. I'm from Economic Development in Srijaya University. Maybe my question is for Ms. Vinny again. If you look the example in Japan, they don't have labor because they have population issues, and they change the human labor into a robot. But as we know, in Indonesia, we have many population. The one that be my question is, what is the impact of digital transformation on employment opportunities, and how to ensure that workers are not marginalized in this process? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The last question. Okay, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity, honorable ladies and gentlemen, and friends who are present in this room. My name is Sonia from Economic Development 2021. I want to ask to Ms. Iisnawati, how intuitive is the AR interface for consumers to navigate and interact with virtual products? Are there any features that could be added or improved to enhance ease of use? Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, we have 3 questions. Maybe for the speaker, you want to directly answer?
Okay, thank you for the question from Indra about how the effectivity of the augmented reality technology in e-commerce, right? In general. Okay. Augmented reality is the same, it's a new tool, yeah? It's a new tool to communicate with consumers, right? So what kind of communication that they give, yeah, from this technology? They give the quality of information for the product, whether it's matched for you or not. So they will give you the quality of visual, yeah, the quality of visual, so you can see it directly to yourself, yeah. So it will answer the second also, yeah. So augmented reality is a technology that can give you a facility like a mirror, yeah, a mirror, but in a virtual way. So this mirror, see the screen give you the image in the environment, but then they will give you the layer in the screen, the product itself. So the product will be the layer of the screen. Yeah. So when this layer of virtual layer is blended with you very well with the exact color and exact size, yeah, it will give you a good vision about how you will wear the product. Yeah, if we're talking about the self view, yeah, so you can see it clearly that you the higher quality that they give you in this technology, in this virtual, you will be motivated to purchase the product because it's very much you. But it should be follow with your ability to buy the product, of course. That's why your ability to, or you have the financing is a in purchase intention. So The reference, self-reference, is the mediating variable to this process. Because when you see your visual image, it will give you a picture of yourself that you are, and you can see that you are the model for this. So I'm the good one who used it. I'm the best model for using this product. So it will motivate you to buy this product. And how it interact? Of course, it interact you because it's a real time visual. Yeah. And to make it easy, it should be visual like a mirror. So you don't need any effort to do this because it's like taking a mirror, yeah? So you are just mirroring yourself, just like that. So it will be very easy. So you just can, after you see your visual, you can click the product that you need to buy. So the feature that you need is just your mobile phone with the camera, a good quality one. Yeah, because the good quality of camera is
Alpha, okay. Alpha delivers employment opportunities. Digital transformation is depend on the user. It can be a stronger for you or can be the weakness for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we have proceeded to the end of this event. Thank you for your presence and attention in 2025 Forum Kajian Pembangunan held by Economic Faculty, Universitas Sriwijaya in collaboration with Australian National University.
I would also like to thank all the wonderful speakers that have spared their time with us in this event. I hope this event will bring great knowledge that will be practical for all of us in the future.
I'm Katika.
And I'm Yusuf.
We are your master of ceremony for today's event. Thank you.
Good afternoon and greetings to you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To all participants in this room, please scan the QR code on the screen and fill up your attendance and evaluation. Thank you.